So, stepping out of my comfort zone this morning, I'm Bev Hepting, taking you on the journey with me on What Next. This morning, I woke up quite infused, which is quite unusual for me because I'm not a great sleeper, but with a sense of energy. And you all know this. We all know those days when we wake up with that sense of energy and we have our shower and do what we would do. Have my cup of tea, have my breakfast, sit down, face the computer. What next? That phrase is something I think we should ban. I think it's more about being a bit more positive about the next coming moment, minute, hour, day, week, month. Because the minute I say what next, my head goes, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I decided in my wisdom that I would do something domestic before I sort of sat down to decide what I was going to do next. And that's quite unusual for me. I'm not a domesticated person. You can ask any of my kids, friends, anybody who knows me actually. I'm not domesticated, but the need to do something positive, to do something that had an outcome, really drove me this morning. And it made me stop and think that maybe that is an issue that we all have, this drive to have an outcome, to have something we can look at and go, I did it. Wasn't that marvelous? What a success, whatever it may be. Let me rephrase that. I find it quite difficult to float, if you like, through life. I've always had plans. I've always had projects, even personal ones I would set up as a project. I've always had outcomes, goals, how I'm going to get there. The whole thing was mapped out. And this taking time off because I have to. And I stop shouting at me, you all going, you don't have to. No. In a sense, I have chosen to. Okay, let's rephrase the have to I have chosen to. I struggle with the not having an outcome or a goal. Hence domesticity, because I put all my clothes away, I cleared up my bedroom, I did the bed, everything, and looked at it and went, doesn't that look marvelous? I achieved that. So the question I think I want to ask everybody, excuse me, the thing I want to ask everybody is, do we have to always achieve? Can we not just look at that journey and say that was in itself the achievement? Do we have to go on a journey that has a definitive ending, a definitive place we want to end up? Are we so fixated with results and achievements and productivity and outcomes and all sorts of analytics, both in our personal life and in business life? Are we so ensconced in this culture that our own creativity, our own ability to see outside of all that is hampered? I've spent a long time saying to people, just do it your own way, believing what I'm saying to other people, and yet not really taking that on board myself. So I listen to lots of people on how to do business, and everybody has a different view on how you become successful in business. And the thing is, we talk to the people who are already successful in business and we want to follow their path. But their path isn't necessarily our path. They sell their path, they sell their journey, but does that take away your ability to be creative within your industry, to find new ways of connecting with people or creating those communities? Is it about that lack of confidence we have in our own abilities? I've been saying for a while now, probably, since COVID, there has to be a new way of doing things. There has to be a new way of doing business. Now, I've looked at all the get rich quick schemes. I've looked at, the law of attraction, manifestation, all of that stuff. And actually, I believe a lot of that more spiritual stuff. I really do. And yet it seems very prescriptive. And we as humans aren't prescriptive. We aren't. We put people into teams and give them the rule book and then wonder why some of them just struggle. And they struggle because their own creativity isn't allowed out. It's an allowed full reign. Women struggle to be heard at home and in the workplace. We have all sorts of woke things to think about now, and so many boxes that people put themselves into, and so many ways of describing ourselves. And if we get it wrong, everybody gets upset. Again, isn't that really, really prescriptive? When I coach, when I teach, and I actually prefer the word teach because I think that's what I actually do, it's about understanding how that person I'm working with takes information in. How do they need to be inspired? Is it a softly approach, or is it a big swift kick up the behind? Different people have different ways. And I can't be prescriptive in how I'm going to coach or teach somebody. It works the way it works because I take my time to understand how they need to work. And maybe you're all saying to me, but that's why, your business didn't make huge amounts of money. And you're probably right. But I think my overlying value was it wasn't the money. Where I saw success was in my clients' success. I lived through their success because I could sit there and go, I am so proud of them. I'm so pleased for them. So in a roundabout way today, my lesson learned is that whilst, yes, we have to know how something works for ourselves and we have to find some way of measuring that success, I just asked the question, does there always have to be an output? Does there always have to be some huge achievement? Does there always have to be some sort of blinding moment? Or can we just occasionally float through life and procrastinate and allow our brains to slow down so that those creative thoughts and the universe can actually talk to us? Because at the moment, I think we're all so busy trying to achieve those outcomes and that success and everything else that we are blind and deaf to what is going on around us and how it's affecting people. So I'm going to go away and ponder those. And all I ask of you today is be kind, be unjudgmental. And remember, we are all significantly unique in our own abilities, and we have to give our brain time to soak in what's out there and create and be the people that we should be. Okay, have a great day. Bye.